Hey everyone, it's Matt, aka Tech Ranger, and today I want to take a look at my load order for Skyrim on the Xbox because I tried the save load order feature in Creations, and as expected, it didn't work as intended. But I wanted to make a video out of it and just show you guys what that looks like and how to do it, and then add some comments and some tips along the way if you decide to do that for yourself, and how it might help you out in the long run, just depending on how you like to set things up. First thing you'll want to do is access Creations on your console. So if you're on Xbox and you go to your load order, you will see this load order archive button at the bottom of your screen. And we've looked at this here on a few different videos, but that's where it is. Once you press the view button, this will bring up the save feature and you can save your load order there. I have about 71 mods in my list at the moment, and in theory, it should save all of it, but that's not actually what happened. So the next thing I did was went and cleared my reserve space, because that's what you do to just kind of drain the system of mods. Restored my load order as you would. I got about half of my mods back, but there were some that were just disabled because they required other mods. So if you didn't have any recording or stuff written down that you had installed or knew all the mods, I mean, looking through your library of mods is kind of a cluster if you're trying to figure out what was in your list at that specific time. I mean, you can sort mods in your library, but it can get confusing pretty quick. My first tip before you do anything would be to record your list. You can record a video straight up on your Xbox. You don't need anything, no capture software. You can just record a clip that just happened. For example, you press the guide button, and then once you do that, you can press the view button, and then you can choose the duration of how long that clip was that you wanted to save. So if you just ran through your list, took you about 45 seconds, I'd probably choose a minute, and boom, you have a recording of your list. If you need to adjust this because you can't scroll through the list fast enough, you can do this in your Xbox settings. Go down to preferences and then capture and share, and you'll see a bunch of different options here. 1080p resolution is going to give you a minute maximum. You can change this to 720 if you're having trouble getting through all of your list, if you really want to. If you're worried about bringing up the options when you have the guide open, you can change the default clip length here. So when you hold down the share button and record a clip, that would be the default that would actually save. To view this clip, you just pull up your guide again, go over to the share icon here, and then you're going to see share last capture. And once you click on that, you're going to be able to view what you just did right there. If you did this, played something else, and had some other captures, you should be able just to go to recent captures right below it. If you need to go back further, you can always hit the show all button here. If you do go here, you just want to make sure that this drop down is set to on this Xbox, because not everything gets uploaded to the internet or the Xbox network, because, you know, internet things, sometimes things just don't get uploaded. If you can't find it, that would be the option that you would check. Just keep in mind, if you do record your list this way, these captures will only last up to 90 days. So you got 90 days to reinstall your list. Otherwise, you'll need to save your clip to something else, like your phone or on your computer if you have one, iPad, whatever it is. I have the Xbox app on my phone, so I usually grab my captures there, but you can also plug in an external drive or something to your Xbox and then share that capture there. The other way would be to just write all this stuff down, which is the less fun way, but hey, at least you're going to have a copy of it. The template that I use for my load order videos, I went ahead and just made a blank copy. So if you want to, you can go in the description down below, click on that link and make a copy of that sheet yourself. And then you can go ahead and just make your own spreadsheet full of mods. Not the most glamorous, but you can always add different columns and things if you need it. This is just something I use when I make my load order videos. There's no science to it or anything like that. It's just a way to record what you have, put in size and important information like that. Your mileage will most likely vary when you save your list and then try to restore it. So there's really no telling like what is actually going to get restored. You can probably bank on a lot of smaller mods coming back rather than the big ones, because those do take a little bit longer to download and unpack. If you have a bunch of smaller mods installed and not much of that space was taken up, go ahead and look for your large mods and install those, since those can download and then they take up a little bit more space when they're actually unpacking. That in and itself is not ideal, but you can use that to your advantage here because you can get the bigger mods out of the way and then focus on the smaller stuff after. Couple of things to keep in mind here are mods that have requirements, as in it needs another mod. So for example, if you have a mod like this Shields on Back, I have the anniversary edition here of this particular mod. I'm not going to be able to enable this thing unless I install all of the Creation Club content that came with the anniversary edition. And that's something you wouldn't do until you're done installing your list. I also use this dynamic impact mod that I really like, but you do need compatibility in order to use it with the enhanced blood textures mod. So you need to download a compatibility patch mod, and you can't enable that unless there's enhanced blood textures already installed. Most likely everyone who does this and that has a pretty decent sized list is going to have to deal with this, so you just want to make sure that you know your requirements for certain mods. That way, if that happens, you're not fumbling to figure out what it is. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope that this was helpful for you and determining whether or not it's best to try it. In this case, we're looking at a feature rather than a mod. Hopefully the tips I shared along the way in this video help you out if you decide to do that, or even just try to reinstall your list after clearing your reserve space. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.